Hi everyone. So I have a new product for you to partake in. One that I'm going to share with you, and that is Be Believe. So Be Believe in the power of playful learning. So dive into the world of wonder with Be Believe's rich collection of animations, catchy songs, playful coloring pages, hands-on activity sheets, and engaging ebooks. Each element is thoughtfully crafted to captivate young minds while reinforcing positive behaviors in a fun and meaningful way. Whether your little one is watching a magical adventure, singing along, coloring their favorite character, or reading an enchanting tale, every moment is packed with joy, learning, and imagination. So if you go to our unique code or link in order to not only support Be Believe, but also support the podcast, you can head to be-believe.com/reality2. So that's www.believe.com/reality2. So that is REALITEATWO. And the link is also in the show notes where you can also link to that. So head on over to Be Believe with our unique code link, and you can unleash good behavior through enchanting tales, where imagination and good behavior unite. Thank you, Be Believe, for supporting this podcast. Now, back to the show. Patreon, going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers on Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad free. You also get AMAs once a month, or learn about me episodes once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore, currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed, where there will be the first episode of every season released there, so you can try that before you head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man with 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/realityt2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on other tier, if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/realityt2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. Hi everyone, I'm coming in at the beginning of this episode so that you know what's ahead before we go into the episode, because I didn't plan for it, but here we are. So in this episode, the first 20 minutes is dedicated to The Other Way. Roughly 20 minutes is dedicated to the other way. It wasn't as much in this episode. So the final 10 or so minutes is dedicated to what's kind of happened with Sister Wives and my thoughts on it at this point. So we're up until the third episode or whatever it is. So that is kind of what you can expect. So if you are Sister Wives fans and you want a little bit of that information, you can head on over or you can keep listening and you can listen to that. Or if you're not, then you can completely stop it at that after toe and be done. Or if you are more of a fan of Sister Wives than you are toe, you can skip to the last 10 minutes or so. I will put timestamps in for this so that you know where to go to. But otherwise, that's it. I hope you enjoy the episode. Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV. We have update. I'm Tanika, and today we're going to be discussing The Other Way. This is episode 4. So again, as a reminder, true crime episode for the Patreon third tier is Abducted in Plain Sight. The main feed episode will be out on Friday the 24th. So you can look out for that if you want to listen to that before going on over to Patreon and trying it on over there. But anyways, want to keep that quick because we're going to jump right in to episode 4. And we start off with Luke and Madeleine, whatever. So he just arrived in Colombia, and he says, the last time I surprised a girlfriend, I had to find her cuddling with her ex-boyfriend. Holy shit. First of all, what? Wow, that sucks. So he basically then says to the cab driver, take me to Maid Beauty or Maid Beardy. Beardy. I just realized that it's Maid because her name is, forget it. So we see her over at the shop and she's like, I made over like $4,000 this month or last month or whatever it was. Her mom ends up coming in to get her nails done. And, the thing that caught me, is I'm only a year younger than her mother, maybe 2, depending on how, when this was recorded or whatever. But her mom is 35. And that shook me that she is 35 with a 20-year-old. And I was like, so wait a minute, and obviously she was young when she had her, but I'm like, am I at that point where there are people who have 20-year-olds? Wow. But I'm okay. I'm fine. Um, so she says that their relationship is good now, but when she was younger, which we kind of knew about this, she wasn't really around. And she's like, I hate when he gets mad about money. So I just walk up, like, whenever I have to ask for money and he gets mad about it, I roll my eyes and I block him. That's what she does. So he makes it to the BRD shop and he's like, wish me luck with this surprise because I'm gonna need it. So he goes upstairs and he's like, surprise me more. You happy I'm here? This girl just keeps on filing her mama's nails and she's like, no. He's like, okay, all right, shit. Um, you really not happy to see me? She's like, nope. And he kind of looks at her, it's like, pause, pause, pause. He's like, liar. And she just jumps into his arms. So, it was a sweet moment. We don't have many sweet moments with these two, so we take what we get. It was a sweet moment. I'll give it that. And she's like, I don't like surprises, but I forgot that I was mad. So he's unblocked. Are we gonna unblock him now that he's in Colombia? You know what I mean? So, anyways, she's like, "Why didn't you call me?" He's like, "Well, that would have posed difficult because you blocked me." And she's like, "Yeah, like, why did I do that though? Why did I block you?" Because I roll. Um, and she's like, um, well, I wrote. Now she remembers that she's mad at him. And she's like, "You need to give me the money in 2 days because of they have these extra expenses for the wedding." So he asks, "How much?" And she's like, "Well, I have an appointment with the wedding planner tonight, so it's good that you're here today. You can do that." So we get to what looks like their new house. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't she not live in an apartment? Where did the money come from for this house? Now I know she's making some money from the BRD shop, but it's just like, where does money come from? Because if he's about pinching pennies, where did this money come from for this house? Now I think they are paying rent. I don't think they own it, but I have a lot of questions about this house. But anyways, we then find out that her wedding planner is actually her passion coach. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. But what do I know? She's like, okay, so what is the final budget for the wedding? The final budget is going to be 1,228,000, like, what's the pesos, whatever the currency is. When the original budget was supposed to be $12,000. $12,000, which can go a long freaking way. Or was it 1 million in American? I don't know. That is the same, right? But $12,000. The convo, she says, "This is making me stressed out. So let me eat I think it was Nutella. But my girl is just eating this goddamn Nutella with her fingernail, her nasty ass fingernail. Do you know how much dirt lives under one's fingernail? Did she wash her hands before she just started scooping with her freaking fingernail into the Nutella? Scoop ski potatoes, if you know, you know. But I'm just like, what is going on? This girl is just scoops, licking her finger and then putting the licked finger back into the Nutella. It's spoiled. Like, I just, what is going on? What is going on? What is happening? No one in the room was like, "Hey, do you maybe not want to do that? Do you maybe want, if you really need to eat Nutella, you want to put it in a dish and then it's your own personal dish so you can scoop ski with your nails?" And then here's first of all, I hate things going under my nails. It gives me anxiety. I'm always cleaning out my nails, and whenever I see dirt under other people's nails, I wanna take their nail and clean it out. It's this weird impulsive thing for me. I've always been that way, but it's anxiety ridden for me when I see dirt under my nails or someone else's nails. So here's my question. You know her nails were not cleaned properly after that. The Nutella just sitting under her nails like that. It is disgusting. This is why children shouldn't own their own homes. This is just why. Like, no one is telling her maybe don't scoop ski the Nutella with your finger. I could talk about this forever. He says, "I need to see the receipts because I sent her money already. So I need to figure this shit out. I need the receipts." So he says, or they say, there's an outstanding balance of $4,000 US. And he's confused because it's like, I gave her money to give to you back in December. The amount that he gave her in American was $1,000, $1,022. And the wedding planner says, I only got $245. So where's the rest of it then? So he's like, "Excuse me, what?" And he says, I will send money for one thing, and then she will end up using it for something else completely. So if the money he's trying to, I guess, say should have been applied to the wedding, it ended up being applied to something else. I don't know. Nutella, maybe? Shit. Um, she says that money was for the rent and the dress, which I did do that. Like, be for real. Like, now you're lying about me. I need to get my Nutella. I need to keep breastfeeding. I need to keep scoop skiing with my nail to eat. I can't get over it. So he says straight up, well, first he says it to us that he only has $3,000, which we know he got that $3,000. So wait, hold on. Back up. Sir, you said that you were working, which I'm assuming you're working to save money for this wedding. But then you also just told us that the only money you have is the check your dad gave you for $3,000. Where's the rest of your money? Where's the rest of your money? Where'd it go? You must have some form of a paycheck from your job. Maybe it hasn't come through yet, but I feel like you would have been putting some money aside to save for your one-way ticket to Colombia. So where's your money? I have questions. The only money you have is the money your dad gave you as you were leaving the United States. I'm confused. He says like $3,000 goes a long way in Colombia. Absolutely. So what does this dumbass actually say? He actually says he has $3,000. No, sir. No. What you do is you say, okay, I maybe have about $2,000. So you can work yourself up, and maybe you can work yourself up to $2,500. But then at least you'll have an extra $500 for, I don't know, incidentals. You know what I mean? I have so many questions. Why would you say it out loud that you only have $3,000, which apparently is the only money you have? Why would you say, I'm going to put $3,000 towards this wedding so she can have her helicopter? I just, and more stuff that we'll talk about in the next episode. But I don't understand. Like, why would you say that? So basically, what's going to have to happen is that for order for this to work out, we're going to need to cut some stuff out. And he says, she says, well, then just don't get married then. So, bitch, you need to have a helicopter for one in order to get married. This guy is a simp. Anyways, that's it for them. Let's move on to Manon and Anthony. So we get to the house. Her sister is there. So this is not the house that she grew up in. They ended up signing down because there's just the two of them. So the house, with that said, is very small, like a pack of sardines, she says. There is one wall between their room and her parents' room. But Manon says wants to go to bed because she's tired. It's been a long flight, long journey. But let's talk about the fight though before I go to sleep. Let's talk about it right now. You can't talk about it in the morning when everyone has slept and gotten some Z's. You want to talk about this now? She's like, I was the sole provider. That's why I couldn't be a parent. There are so many people who are the sole provider but are also the parent. Or, like they do both. That's how this works. You don't get to do one or the other. And he shouldn't have to be doing one or the other. And she says, you always use the sole caretaker to set me off. Well, then don't let it set you off. As far as I'm concerned, it shouldn't be setting her off because she made a decision. He made a decision as well. So he shouldn't be using that either. None of them should be using it. Using this, I'm the sole provider and I'm the sole caretaker. You both made a decision for your family. But this, honestly, I don't even give a shit because I feel like this is somewhat either massaged or fabricated. I don't give a fuck about this storyline. I really don't. I just don't. Um, she's like, you're a good dad, but like, you're not a husband. And you're a wife? Like, I just don't care. Anyway, it's a small space. There is absolutely nowhere to put any clothes. Sleeping sucked. He apparently was at the bottom of the bed, sleeping sprawled out, while Ben took up the whole bed, and she was on the edge of glory. But basically, that's it, y'all. There's not a whole lot with them. Um, all right, let's move on to the next. Johnny and Chloe. I'm gonna have so much more to say in the next episode, so hold on tight. We're not there yet. But this girl pisses me off. Anyway, there was no sex last night. She was tired. She literally says if he even gave me a look that, you know, that if he had touched me, I would have been swinging. Okay, she would have swung. Don't touch me, don't look at me. So he took a few days off of work to be able to spend time with her. But she says, okay, well, I'm hungry. I need to eat. So he says, you think you can boil an egg? Okay, what's the big deal? You're probably wondering. Well, the big deal is that she doesn't know how to use the stove. Okay, I have a question. Is it this stove in particular or is it any stove? Apparently it's this stove in particular, but she says they always end up eating out, so like the stove is never really used. She's like, if I can use an electric stove, I'm good. But like everything else, that's a no from me, dog. She basically said she needs anything that has a flat surface that's electric. I did not grow up using electric. I also didn't, I don't know if, I guess those old school ones are considered gas stoves, but I wouldn't think so. But usually don't use, I guess you don't have to necessarily light a gas stove, like, you know what I mean? But, 'cause I don't think that's something you really have to do in this day and age. But, I could be wrong, I have no clue. But I didn't always, as she refers to it as, flat stoves. That was not always ones that we used. I don't think we got an electric stove until definitely pre-COVID, but it was probably like 2018 at the earliest. At the latest, actually, I'd say probably 2018, and that's the first time we used a flat stove, but like flat stove, electric stove. Um, but I can't imagine. I mean, as long as the, I mean, again, a gas stove, I think it relies on the pilot light. Is that what it's called, right? Pilot light. Um, but I just don't understand what the big deal is. I guess that's what I'm gonna get at. Like, I just don't understand what the big deal is with this gas stove situation. And she's like, is she afraid she's gonna blow the house up? Because that's, you're not gonna blow the house up that easily with a gas stove. Otherwise, no one would have it. You know what I mean? It's so weird. But she she's just like, help, this noise is no good. Like I can't do it. And he comes to help her. But she does end up figuring it out with his help. But now we wait 7 to 8 minutes. And this girl actually is like, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Like, I'm so hungry. Is it ready yet? Has it been 7 to 8 minutes yet? And he's like, well, it hasn't even boiled. And she's like, oh, well, isn't that the whole point of a boiled egg is that the egg needs to be, well, I don't know, boiled? I don't eat boiled egg. Even I know that. And here's the other thing. Well, apparently I was incorrect with this because I've never made a boiled egg. But I say, like, wouldn't it be better if you covered the pot? Apparently not. So I don't know. I don't boil eggs. This never looked appealing to me. Um, my grandparents will eat boiled eggs, but like I've never been interested. I'll eat scrambled, fried, omelet. Um, that's about it. Anyways, that's it for them. Let's move on to the final couple, which is not a lot here. But that's Greta and Matthew. So today is the day that Hazel is gonna be going to her new family. And she's crying. She's not happy. Hazel is fine, but she's unhappy about the whole deal. But the new family comes to come get Hazel, and she's like cuddling her, and she says to them, "Hey guys, listen, okay." She likes to be held all the time because if you have all the time in the world, you can hold this cat. Um, Hold her while she sleeps because that's everything that people want to do. Like she's a baby. All the hugs you can offer her, she'll take them until she scratches their eyes out. That's maybe how she is with you, but that's not necessarily how she's going to be with other people. Yeah. She's like, well, I'll bring her out to you so she can have some more time with her. And she's like, okay, Hazel, it's time. It's time to go. And Hazel just out of nowhere, just knowing what's going on. She's like, meow. She's leaving to go to the airport in the next, I guess it's like next day or whatever. And she's on her way to England. Now, listen, I'm not saying that I'm against her going to England, do you, boo? But it's for me, it's the situation of you're leaving your cat, you're leaving the home you know, and not only that, you're leaving a country, a state of which you can practice as a lawyer to go to a country where you can't practice as a lawyer until you do whatever testing you need to do in order to be a practicing lawyer in England. It's just I wouldn't be sacrificing this much for this guy. Nothing wrong with him. Don't get me wrong. It's really any guy. I wouldn't be sacrificing that. But I don't know. I just wouldn't be doing it personally. I would have been insisting before I move out there, you find me a place so that we can have your cat and my cat be in this home together. Um, but anyway, that is it for the other way. There wasn't a lot in this episode, but I think we'll get a bit better in the next one. Um, I do, I think, want to very quickly I haven't really been talking about much having to do with like sister wives or anything, but I think I'll quickly do a little thing here while we're talking about it. Um, just collectively speaking, um, Cody and Robin moving, which I don't know, maybe I missed something, but I thought they took their house off of the market. I don't know, maybe something happens. Well, guess we'll see kind of what plays out there. But, them moving to this house, I mean, the house is big, but I don't like the steps. Up that step, there's too many freaking steps. I don't like the dark wood, like, different color, fake wooden floors, hardwood floors. I don't like that. Um, and what I particularly don't understand is this man is literally planning for family to come out there and spend time with them. Sir, no one likes you. No one likes you except for your wife. No one likes you. So I don't know why you think anybody is coming to see you when you are who you are. So anyways, this speed dating situation that Mary did, that guy was really nice. I kind of liked him. I thought like he'd be good. He's the only one he didn't make any jokes about being a polygamist, but anyways, um I think it'd be good for her if, yeah, that's kind of it. I do also have to question how that one guy got into, again, I've never done speed dating, so I don't know how it works. But if like you have, I guess age groups, how did that guy get in there then? But anyways, and then also with the most recent episode with seeing them, um, paint, eggplants was interesting. I really like that one painting of Cody, um, as an eggplant, I guess, which I'd never want to picture anything having to do with an eggplant and Cody in the same sentence. But I digress. But that was funny. And then I guess the only other thing that really to discuss with this episode or these last few episodes with Sister Wives is this move that McKelty and what's his face are doing, Tony. Um, chess tournament? Chess? I didn't realize you can make a career out of chess. Is it like wizard's chess or just chess? Because I'm just trying to understand. Listen, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but it's just chess to pick up and leave the home you know for chess, and then potentially get swept away like you're I am, the Wicked Witch of the West being in a tornado. Like literally, you have hailing on their windshield. Now you have to go get that fixed when you head on over to North Carolina. And then meanwhile, you're going, you're potentially going to get scooped up into the air with this tornado. And then you have David over here he watched Twister one too many times and decides that he wants to be a storm chaser. So not only is he, driving through hoping for the big, not so much hoping for the best. I think him and Christine had kind of missed it, from what I could understand. But he wants to be into the storm and actually chase the damn thing. Listen, no. I'm not trying to get picked up and thrown out by a tornado. I watched that tornado episode, a documentary on Netflix. No thanks. No thank you. That's not for me. Didn't Twister also have a Wizard of Oz theme? They did. They did. The little thing that they were trying to get into the tornado. They called it Dorothy, I believe. I didn't mean to do that on purpose. But I mean, it is a tornado, and if you watch Wizard of Oz, you know. But it's. I mean, who hasn't watched Wizard of Oz? If you haven't watched Wizard of Oz, you need to rethink life. That's a rite of passage, I think, for every human being on the planet. Anyways, yeah, it's just that whole situation was so scary. I couldn't imagine. I would be crying. But they make it safely and it's fine. And yeah. But I think that's it. Oh, the only other thing I really wanted to discuss here, I thought this was absolutely adorable. Adopt that dog. Someone please tell me someone has taken care of that dog. If you know from I think it was the second episode when they're heading to North Carolina or starting the journey into North Carolina, they, David and Christine end up seeing a little dog. Absolutely adorable. Please tell me that dog is well taken care of, that he has the best home in the world, and he's absolutely adorable. Please tell me he is being taken care of and someone is loving him. If not, I I will take care of him. He is the cutest, and I want all the happiness in the world for that dog. Um, but anyways, yeah, that was just a quick little thing at the end here to kind of add some time because we only talked for about 20 minutes or two. But that's basically it, y'all. That is it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I'll read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps, every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, dot podpage dot It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Week Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.